The Standard Oil Company has a long and colorful history. It began in 1863 when John D. Rockefeller, at the age of 24, joined with the Clark brothers and a chemist, Samuel Andrews, and started an oil refinery in Cleveland, Ohio. Within 2 years, Rockefeller bought out his partners and named the refinery Standard Works. By 1870, Rockefeller and his brother William, along with Andrews, Henry Flagler, Oliver Burr Jennings, and Stephen Harkness, formed a new company, the Standard Oil Company in Ohio. In his introduction to the abridged Norton's edition of Tarbell's The History of the Standard Oil Company, historian David Chalmers wrote, John D. Rockefeller and his associates did not build the Standard Oil Company in the boardrooms of Wall Street banks and investment houses, water their stock, and rig the market. They fought their way to control by rebate and drawback, bribe and blackmail, espionage and price cutting, and perhaps even more important, by ruthless, never slothful efficiency of organization and production. During the 1870s to the 1890s, Standard Oil absorbed many oil companies and established regional companies across the USA. In 1882, Rockefeller consolidated his dominance by transforming Standard Oil into a trust. 9 trustees managed the corporation on behalf of all the stockholders. In 1885, the trust moved to New Jersey and opened another office in New York to manage the overseas activities. The court-ordered breakup of the Standard Oil Company really began in 1890 when Senator John Sherman of Ohio initiated an antitrust law in Congress, the Sherman Antitrust Act. To dodge this act, the Standard Oil Trust changed its name to the Standard Oil Interests and other adjustments. Standard Oil retained the central power with a holding company. Enter Ida Tarbell, the lady journalist, whose investigative journalism and book led to the forced breakup of one of the largest companies in America. The company history in 1904 was largely responsible for the disintegration of the company in 1911. To sum up, there were 3 factors involved that caused the eventual breakup of Standard Oil. Number 1, the 1893 to 1897 Depression, which hurt the middle and lower income classes. Public sentiment turned against trusts and monopolies. The public pushed the politicians to rein in trust and monopoly corporations. Number 2, Ida Tarbell, the lady journalist, whose investigative journalism exposed the shady doings of the Standard Oil. And number 3, Standard Oil Company itself. Theodore Roosevelt ran for the presidency in 1904 and won. A highlight of his agenda was to limit the reign of monopolies over the American economy. His administration started an investigation into the activities of Standard Oil. In November 1906, U.S. Attorney Charles Bonaparte filed an antitrust lawsuit against Standard Oil in a St. Louis federal court. After 3 years of court proceedings, in 1909, a 4-judge federal court panel ruled for the Attorney General's suit and against Standard Oil. The Sherman Antitrust Act was to be implemented. Of course, Standard Oil appealed the case to the U.S. Supreme Court, which on May 15, 1911, upheld the federal court ruling. Chief Justice Edward White gave Standard Oil 6 months to dissolve itself as a single entity and be split into several companies with independent boards of management. As I said in the beginning, Standard Oil has a colorful history. I've only touched on a tiny segment of its history, as there is much, much more. Now let's go on and turn to the Greenlight's Standard Gas Station building. And here we go. This is Greenlight Collectibles Vintage Gas Station from their Mechanics Corner series for Standard Oil. It is a standard station.
Not to be confused with Chevron. They did a Chevron, but this one is the standard station. It comes in their hardboard window box like this, and it has a two-piece blister that holds the model. Very, very nice packaging. The wall is off on this side so that you can see right into the mechanic's bay. Isn't that cool? In the package. And then there's the big standard logo. On the back of the box, it shows off the station fully assembled and in parts. The roof section is not installed factory, neither is that one wall. You have to put them in. However, don't be disappointed. It doesn't come with a section that goes over for the roof on the mechanic's bay. Don't ask me why they didn't do it, but they really should have. Probably it was for the price point. They're trying to keep these things to $20 to $25 tops. It has features of functional die-cast garage doors, die-cast gas pumps, and roof section, and the removable wall. Also, these are limited edition pieces in 1/64 scale. Here's the other side. You can see the building and the standard station. These packages are very, very item specific, which was cool. And we'll pick it up and show you the item number. This one is item 57032. And you can find Greenlight Collectibles on all their social media. That's cool. Now let's go on and open them up so we can see what this guy looks like and talk about it out of the box. I guarantee you one of these gas stations belongs on your diorama. They are really, really inexpensive for what you get. The station is all plastic with the exception of the couple of die-cast parts, the pumps, and that roof piece. But that's okay. That keeps the price down. Just take the lid off, pull this building out, pull these two pieces out. We'll get this out of the way. All right. Before I get carried away, there is normally wrapped around it this plastic band. And the whole point of this plastic band is to keep the garage doors from flapping in the breeze. But I'm just going to go on and pull it off here. Just a little piece of tape's holding it together. That's it. It's really nice because it does keep the doors from flopping in the breeze, which is not really a great idea with that die-cast metal. Now this is the inside of that sidewall that's missing. You see the standard station and a brick pattern in yellow, light yellow, with a red stripe at the bottom. That is just one sticker on this, and it is wrapped up in a bag. This is the piece that goes on the wall, and it would just go like this. It clips right in place, easy to put on. And there's the outside. It has a molded brick pattern on the outside, just a sticker on the inside. And then the standard oil and the standard station logo is a sticker that's been applied. And to protect it in shipping, they put it in this little plastic bag. Not going to take it out. Roof section also, it is shipped in a plastic bag to protect it. Now it is die cast instead of plastic like the rest of it. It has these two little holes, and those are where you line up the pegs to mount it up, and then these little slots go on the section. This roof section only goes over the little shop service area where the little store area. It doesn't go over the shop garage base. See that? Kind of weird, but that's the way they did it. They didn't give us that other roof piece. But it is a nice heavy piece, and it'll make sure that this thing stays put. Alright, I'll set that aside. And then let's start off with the front here. The base piece is all plastic. The walls in the building are all plastic. The windows are plastic. The tower that holds up the roof section here is plastic. The little curb piece is plastic. The pumps, those nice little detailed pumps, are die-cast metal. They've got this sale gallons, price per gallon right there on the pump. They have the old glass globe type on the top with the light, and then the chevrons pointing up, and then the standard logo pointing down. Now they don't light up because they're all that piece, but they look like the old globes. The other die-cast piece is these two garage doors, and they just flip up and slide back. Nice painted, where they painted the white panels and then the gray trim, or the white panels and the blue trim. Really nice. You can see it. The floor on the inside of the bay is a sticker, as are all the walls inside. This standard oil that goes along the line, that big red stripe, that is also a sticker. The windows on the inside are plastic. It's clear plastic, and then they molded this door and window frames around them, and then they painted that trim in silver, so it looks like you have nice framed windows that would have been in this type of building. They put the standard station as a window cling, and it says standard up there above the door, in that little window above the door. And then they also put a yes, we're open window cling on the inside, and then you can see it has a little door handle that is silver. Kind of hard to see, but it's right there. Pretty nice. And you can also see all that nice brick pattern all around it. They painted this gray, and then you get the yellow curb. But you get the yellow curb because it's molded in yellow plastic, and then they painted the outer area, which would have been asphalt. They painted it asphalt gray. Now inside, they got the concrete floor, and it is, let's close these doors open there. And it is a sticker. You can see where there's some tracks where a car rolled through some oil spots on the ground, more tracks, and cracks in the concrete. You can also see where they put a sticker on, and there's a door that goes into the sales area, and then brick stickers on the inside. The doors, as you can tell, what they do is they slide up inside these pieces. There's slots in there, and then they just fold up and slide right into them. Pretty ingenious way of doing that. It's very, very efficient. It's simple, and it's cheap. They did everything to keep the price down on these. Coming around to the back, you can see the wall is molded in brick pattern in yellow, and then they put this red and light yellow sticker over the back that says Standard Oil. It has the standard station logos and customer parking only on it. The stickers actually do pretty well. They make it look pretty nice. They really doll up these buildings that could use a little more to them. Now on this side, on the side of the sales area, you can see another window that is clear glass, and then they trimmed it out with silver frames, and then they actually carved a mold so that the silver frames are raised. It's pretty cool. And there's a window cling that says Standard Station on it with the standard chevrons on it. It's not really a window cling, it's a sticker on the inside, but it looks like a window cling. Now, let me take the camera off a little bit so we can look inside. I can't get inside that little sales area otherwise. There we go. There's the back wall. You can see it's just a sticker that's been stuck on there. And it has some shelving with 2-liter drinks, canned drinks, and other drinks that would have been for sale in a little convenient type store. Now, these are the old service stations. They really weren't convenience stores. Pretty much all you had in these little sales areas was a couple of quarts of oil on a rack, and maybe a vending machine and for food, and maybe a vending machine for pop. That was about it. It wasn't like the convenience stores of today. And there is the counter where the guy would be working and ringing up his sales. Also note the checkerboard pattern floor. Pretty cool. Around to this side, you can see it has the blue stripe, white bricks, and then it has another rack with 2 liters and cases of pop on it and other drinks for sale. And then the door is right there. Remember, you saw it on the other side of the wall, and it has employees only above it because they really didn't want the customers out into the service bays. Liability issues. You can see the back of the window clings on the front windows, and you can see where it says Standard, and then also the we're open on one side says sorry closed on this side, because it's just a sign that they would flip around. The window glass is just one piece and it's popped in. You can see the 4 little pegs right here, here, and then 2 at the bottom. That's what holds it in place. Pretty simple. You'll see the same on this wall. The window is there and it's just the 4 little pegs that hold it in place. And you can see the back of that little standard window cling. They did a pretty good job on this building. And that, guys, is the Standard Oil gas station. It's a vintage gas station, part of Greenlight Collectibles Mechanics Corners series. It is a standard station for Standard Oil selling gasoline. It is a perfect item to put on your layout or your diorama.
I found the early history of the Standard Oil fascinating. I hope you guys did as well. You can get many of the great Greenlight gas stations with the link in the description below. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'm Logan, the 64th Gear Jammer Skeele, and I'll be back soon with another episode of Toy Talk.